just cavity concoctions.
Damn, bro, that green screen did not work, bro. I tried to do a fucking black screen. Why the fuck am I built like this, bro? Green screen testing. Let's see if this works any better. Third green screen attempt. Damn it. Oh, why the fuck fuck! Put so many fucking pins in these things, bro. Look at, fuck. What the fuck? Shit just got me in the finger. Okay, anyway, hold on. Readjust this bitch. I think the bastardization of funk needs to be studied, dude. I don't think any genre that's gone popular on TikTok has been ruined as bad as funk has. And despite what the average person might tell you, funk has been around for like way longer than TikTok. It's been around for like 15 to nearly 20 years now. Before we can talk about how funk went from this to this, oh my god, we need to talk about where funk actually comes from, what it originally sounded like, and how it even came to exist in the first place. Because I feel like the history of funk and what makes funk is such an important aspect of the genre. Just like any genre, I mean, that's like common sense, but like, I'm gonna basically be talking in this video about why this isn't real funk, why we shouldn't be calling that funk. When I tell you I like funk, I don't want to be associated with this. I don't want to be associated with like a misogynistic gym bro or something. You could probably assume from what was said in the title card that yes, it originates from Memphis rap, which started in the southern United States around the early 90s to late 80s. Memphis rap, just like any kind of rap, has its roots in poor black culture, where the sound quality of this subgenre of hip-hop is considerably more lo-fi and lower quality, basically trying to make a genre of hip-hop that was more ambient in nature. But without the proper equipment, which could be very expensive, it came out more low quality and had a really grainy effect, which eventually seeped into part of the aesthetic of Memphis rap. But another key feature of Memphis rap was its repetitive nature, and they used a lot of samples from funk and jazz as part of the background ambience, basically.
We finally got a warm day, straight in January. See, I hopped out of my drop top once again.
So how does this relate to funk? What funk actually did is they took this genre and they slowed it down, making it sound more nostalgic and atmospheric, adding repetitive vocal samples from old Memphis rap songs into funk songs. A very good, clear example of this was DJ Smokey's 2013 album Evil Ways, which basically helped project funk into a wider audience. And even still to this day, it's considered one of the most significant releases for the genre. However, from there, funk didn't stop developing, and it quickly evolved into including more jazz and funk elements into the music, just like Memphis rap did. And this is probably what is more recognizable as the original funk. Another widely recognizable producer, Space Ghost Perp, was not only an immense influence on the genre, but was also the first to actually start describing it as funk. Well, not really, but you know. Funk was already kind of a word in southern slang. As you can guess, it derived from funk, but the word funk was used as an adjective or a noun. It was used to describe something as gritty, as raw, as real. It could be used to describe funky lo-fi beats as funked out, or it's got funk. I guess you could say it was similar to how Gen Z kids use the term vibey, you know? Yeah, that's a vibe, that shit's a vibe, you know what I mean? But Space Ghost Perp started to use the word funk in many of the names of his singles, such as Bringin' the Funk, and eventually he just started branding his musical style and this genre as a whole as funk, and I guess it just stuck, and people started calling this up-and-coming genre funk. But I think you'll notice that within recent years, funk went from a well-established but a fairly underground genre to suddenly becoming massive, exploding everywhere, seemingly out of nowhere, with it bringing a massive change. This is obviously owed to apps like TikTok and YouTube, and I think you'll notice that what you hear on those apps is very different to some examples that I may have shown you in this video. One of those figures who helped explode it into the mainstream may have also been a key figure in not only popularizing funk, but changing it forever. It's very likely that if you were on TikTok between like 2018 and 2021, you would have heard any number of Freddie Dredd's songs go completely viral on TikTok. Freddie Dredd was a viral aspect of TikTok and internet culture. Even talking about this gives me nostalgia of that dog shit Dalgona coffee that I always used to make. I don't know why I made that. Freddie Dredd started taking music seriously in around 2017 and posting it on SoundCloud. And eventually he started to develop his own unique and extremely recognizable style and approach to traditional funk, keeping the lo-fi atmosphere but adding more intense drums. And he wasn't scared to even include darker and at times evil atmospheres. But he chose to discard a lot of the repetitivity of original funk, including his own unique vocals and lyrics as opposed to simply looping samples from old Memphis rap songs.
Wake up, I get it slowly on a Monday morning. Still dark, I can see the...
However, you could say that Freddie Dredd, despite how truly awesome and unique his approach to funk was, contributed to what we see as the downfall of funk, as having helped introduce it to the mainstream is what allowed for the development of later genres of funk, which then strayed away from the more traditional style. Freddie Dread's more percussive style helped spread the appeal of funk, and later laid down foundations for more controversial subgenres of funk, like drift funk, which started around the same time he did in the early to mid 2010s. Drift funk would build on the percussive foundation by making it faster, but less lo-fi and more energetic. And when I say they built on this percussive foundation, what I mean is they took the framework of funk and just completely rebranded it into a whole different genre, basically. Like, you know those videos on TikTok of millennial women taking gorgeous, cozy, Victorian cabins and mansions and rebranding them into dull, millennial grey, pale, smooth, plain white and grey houses with no personality or style? Or when a girl gets plastic surgery and you think like, damn, she was cute before, why did she do that? She low-key looks worse now. Like, that's what drift funk did to funk. So, you know. And that is sort of what leads us into the big change. How did funk get ruined so badly? But let's just expand on drift funk here for a sec. What it basically did is make funk more energetic as opposed to vibey to match the more energetic clips and edits that it originated from. Particularly edits of cars, which is actually where it gets the name drift funk. It did still include things like hip-hop vocal samples, but it sped them up as opposed to slowing them down. And it also emphasized the use of the cowbell to make it more percussive. With the cowbell being a prevalent aspect of original funk, it wasn't super exaggerated, but drift funk took it and sort of established it to the point where it actually became its own genre called cowbell funk. Which you could argue is literally just drift funk with an emphasized cowbell, but I digress. For like 10 years, Brazil has had its own unique funk scene, but it only started to become more popular on TikTok and really change in the late 2010s to 2020s, taking vocal lines from Brazilian music as opposed to American Memphis songs, and adding yet more energy and more percussiveness to it, making the 808s more harsh, and having literally nothing to do with ambience. And with Brazilian funk lacking any kind of lo-fi in terms of sound or aesthetic, it literally sounds more electronic adjacent, if anything. It includes elements of extreme EDM, of electronic hardcore music, and even has rhythms of traditional Brazilian music like carioca. Which, by the way, you know the sound that's like boom cha cha, boom cha, boom cha cha. That's carioca. That's where that rhythm comes from, an old Brazilian bossa nova type genre called carioca, okay? So basically what it did is it took away any of the lo-fi, funky atmosphere and replaced it with the harsh sounds to make it more visually appealing for TikTok edits from the internet culture from which it originates from. Those troll face edits, those were the bane. It's weird to say that the troll face was probably an aspect of what toppled an entire music genre. That's fucking crazy, dude. What the hell? Oh, it's raining outside. Damn. Fuck. I've been in here a long time. So yeah, Brazilian funk stripped all of the original aspects of what made funk funk and just kept the name. And honestly, I don't even know why it's associated with funk. They don't sound anything alike. That to me is like trying to include Taylor Swift into grindcore. I don't get it. Why? They're nothing alike. The theory of evolution. Brazilian funk might have evolved from funk, but okay, do you think a giraffe is still a horse? No. Oh, okay. And I think it's all just kind of a shame because normally I wouldn't care about any of these things, okay? I don't really give a shit about adding labels for every kind of specific tiny music genre. It just encourages elitism or whatever. I have a playlist with like 2,000 songs on it and I can't be asked to sort through them, bro. If I like a song, it's going on the playlist and that's it. It's because this type of funk has become so associated with like cringe gym bros and edgy troll face preteens and straight up misogynistic incels online. I feel embarrassed to say that I enjoy real funk because most people now think that this is just what funk is, and I don't want to be associated with that. But I digress, guys. At the end of the day, don't let me piss on your parade. If you enjoy this music, then by all means you should enjoy it without my opinion ruining it for you guys. Even if you agree with my opinion, I don't think it should matter to you that much. At the end of the day, I'm just another copy and paste channel talking about music in a sea of other pretentious douchebags doing the exact same thing. You don't know me in real life like that, okay? You shouldn't care about my opinion. Just take what I said in this video into consideration, you know, the information I've given you, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one, guys. Zhao Hongsu!
I'm 34 years old and I'm dying.